Any thunderstorm has the potential to produce a tornado, although the most severe twisters are produced inside supercell thunderstorms, which are identified by a rotating updraft. The NWS defines a tornado as a violently rotating column of air touching the ground, usually attached to the base of a thunderstorm. The Enhanced Fujita Scale, which ranks tornadoes from EF0 to EF5, is used to measure them. The NWS calculates scales depending on the amount of damage seen on the ground following a tornado. This aids scientists in determining the maximum approximation wind speed that persisted for at least a 3-second gust. Although the La Niña season is over, its effects are still present and are creating catastrophic storms. The Gulf of Mexico's unusually and uncommonly warm water has been another element contributing to tornadoes. During a normal El Niño season, Florida, Texas, and the West Coast become more at risk of tornadoes than the regular tornado alley across the Middle Plains and lower Midwestern states. The percentage of deaths from daylight tornadoes has declined by 20% since 1880, whereas the percentage of deaths from nighttime tornadoes has climbed by the same percentage. 30% or so of tornado deaths between 1880 and 1890 happened at night. The split was substantially closer to 50-50 by 2010 to 2020. Twice as many people are killed by tornadoes each year at night than during the day. As of June 2027, there had already been 827 tornadoes confirmed in the United States for the year 2023, with at least 995 tornadoes having been reported as preliminary as of that date. In addition to the 7 so far in July, there were 128 in January, 56 in February, 189 confirmed in March, 146 in April, 125 in May, 170 in June, and 189 in January. Because several tornadoes are still being investigated, this figure does not include all of the tornadoes. April and May in 2023 were below average, whereas the first 3 months were above average. The sum in January 2023 is the second highest amount ever. As the 10th most active month on record, February saw a number of tornadoes, one of the most in recent memory. The 2 months of January and February together ranked 4th among all months ever. The 5th highest March in recorded history and the 5th year in a row with a strong tornado tied the record set from 1963 to 1967. After the storms on June 15, June's death toll was higher than the normal for the month. As of July 5, there have been at least 134 EFU tornadoes, 232 EF0, 324 EF1, 110 EF2, 25 EF3, and 2 EF4 tornadoes. Tornadoes have been reported in more than half of the states on the mainland, from Wisconsin to Texas and from California to Delaware. Looking at fatalities, 2023 is shaping up to be one of the worst years for the United States on record. 553 people lost their lives to tornadoes in 2011, the majority of them in Joplin, Missouri. With approximately 75 deaths, this year is already in the top 10. This is already 3 times greater than in 2022. According to the Washington Post, around 67,000 tornadoes have made landfall in the United States since 1950, with a course that is less than 4 miles on average. A post-examination of NWS data from records between 1950 and 2021 revealed that less than 1% of tornadoes in the US travel more than 50 kilometers. The 2023 tornadoes have frequently exceeded the normal length, with only 1 in 1,100 covering more than 100 miles. Anatomy of a tornado. A tornado is a funnel cloud that emerges from a thunderstorm cumulonimbus cloud. A spiral updraft of air is rotating inside the funnel. The funnel's bottom has a powerful suction that may lift and obliterate things. On radars, a debris cloud at the bottom of the funnel is occasionally discernible. The clouds that form tornadoes are extremely turbulent and heterogeneous, like other thunderstorm cumulonimbus clouds. A vortex structure can be found in most tornadoes. You might miss the funnel if it hasn't fallen to the ground. However, typically the whirlwind picks up water and dust while it's moving, making the funnel quite obvious. The funnel itself moves at 24 miles per hour while the wind inside the funnel approaches the speed of sound about 745 miles per hour. The funnel has a cone-shaped cloud column on the outer, and a second cone is rising from the ground in its direction. The dust, water and flying debris that make up this cone spiral up to the cumulonimbus cloud's base. Even within the same tornado, funnel forms exhibit an unusual range of variation and vary quickly. The most dangerous whirlwinds are wide and low ones that are hazy. They do greater damage and cover a larger area than concentrated tornadoes. Since air masses move at such high speeds and because atmospheric pressure is changing so quickly, tornadoes cause significant amounts of damage. Structure-wise, a tornado resembles a small tropical cyclone. An area that is essentially bounded by walls can be found inside both a storm and a tornado. The sky is nearly clear and without clouds, yet there are occasionally brief flashes of lightning from wall to wall. The air pressure is less near the center of the funnel than it is at the edges. Tens of millibars can be lost or gained in pressure in a matter of seconds. Thus, when a tornado is attempting to pass through a building with closed windows, the building appears to erupt from the inside, in contrast to the leaning outward of the walls and windows. How tornadoes form? Over level ground, a whirlwind develops. In such areas, the heated soil warms the lowermost layer of air, but the air above the earth remains frigid. Shear, or a swift change in wind speed and direction, can occur when warm, humid air at the ground level meets cold, dry air at higher elevations. Cold air is heavier than warm air and sinks more forcefully when two air masses collide. Warm air then quickly rises from the earth. Thunder clouds are first produced by this movement. In addition, vertical air currents develop with a diameter of around 6 miles. A so-called supercell is created when multiple thunderclouds come together. A vortex forms when winds on the ground and those at altitude blow in opposite directions. Strong suction is produced by the ferociously revolving column of warm air rising in the atmosphere. Housetops can be covered by it, and it has the ability to lift automobiles with it. Water droplets can be picked up by a tornado and carried onward if it strikes water. It is referred to as a waterspout for this reason. Tropical latitudes get more waterspouts. A waterspout has a shorter lifespan of 15 to 30 minutes and a smaller diameter than a traditional tornado. High winds do not accompany it, and it rotates and moves 2 or 3 times more slowly. Waterspouts can be found in temperate latitudes as well, despite the fact that they are normally born in tropical latitudes. The British Isles, the west coast of Europe, and several Mediterranean regions are all frequent locations for them. There are waterspouts in bodies of fresh water as well. Over rivers and lakes, such as the Great Lakes, many can form. A tornado's extreme spatial restriction and the presence of nearly smooth, solid walls are 2 of its most significant and intriguing characteristics. Except for lightning, which moves even more quickly, no other atmospheric creation has edges that are so well defined. Unusually high speeds may be to blame for the boundary's appearance. The peripheral speeds in the funnel fluctuate quickly and noticeably when lifting and moving large objects. The lifting height does not surpass a mile, but the bottom of the funnel can spin faster than the top and raise big objects. The rotation slows down as you go higher. Large items are ejected from the funnel and land on the ground. With that being said, let's end it with a note by Ramirez: knowledge is the key to survival. The real beauty of that is that it doesn't weigh anything. Please subscribe to Weather Collapse if you want to know more and be updated on the latest news about natural calamities or disasters happening all over the world, and don't forget to like today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.